Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Tank be chopping, and we back with another haircut tutorial. Check it out, man. As you can see, my man's got a lot of hair on top. It's been a couple months since the last time I cut him up. He came in, he said, hey, we're gonna chop this off. We're gonna do a 3 and a taper. So I'm going in with my Onyx, my JRL Onyx clipper, number 3 guard on there, and we're taking the top down to that number 3 length. And then what I'm gonna do is on the side, I'm actually gonna go a little shorter on the sides. You know, typically when I do tapers, I like to have the sides a little shorter because basically of the way the hair grows out. You know, I want to give that illusion that it's nice and even. And sometimes if I do all the same guard, the sides like poke out a little more, or they don't look the actual same length. It actually looks a little longer. So that's why I like to do my sides a little shorter. So we did the 3 on top, and I'm doing my 2 guard on the sides just to make the sides look a little shorter. And then with this client also, his hair on the sides kind of pokes out, you know what I'm saying? So we wanted to get it down to make sure that it looked even. It gave that illusion that everything was even. So we did a 3 on top, we're doing a 2 on the sides, like I said, and we are gonna be tapering him up. Alright, so now that we got that done and situated, I'm taking my trimmer and we're gonna go ahead and bald out my client. We are gonna do a hot taper on my client here. Me personally, I like the way hot tapers look. I feel that they last a little longer and they look cleaner. But you know, that's just that's everyone's own taste and what they like about their haircuts and how they want their haircut to look. But I like the hot tapers personally. So we balded them out with the trimmer. Now I'm going in with the shaver, getting it all down to that skin. That way it lasts my client a little longer. And then y'all know I'm gonna do my normal steps, guys. I'm going in with my clipper lever all the way open, setting in my next section. Now my lever is all the way closed, and I'm just barely tapping this bottom line, and then I'm gonna adjust my lever, working my way up a little bit. Now I'm going in with my 1 guard lever open, basically trying to blend into that number 2. Now it's not gonna fade in completely. I'm gonna have to do a little more detail work using corner blending and switching guards, but for the most part, it's gonna kind of blend into that length, right? So once that was done, I'm going in with my half guard or my 0 guard, whatever you want to call it, and we're just adjusting our lever closed, you know, really doing some lever play to get that part of the blend, that section of the blend to look nice. And then here is my 1.5 guard, basically bringing this blend together. And as you can see, we got a nice blurry taper right there. So then I move on to my lineup, and as y'all can see here, I like to start off in the middle of my client's forehead on any edge up. I start off in the middle, try to find like the lightest area and try to make sure that we get a nice guideline, and then I work my way over to the vertical bar. And that's basically what we're doing here. And as you can see, he's got like I like to call it like a rainbow edge, you know what I'm saying? Like the middle of the lineup is a little higher than the sides, but that's just the way his hairline is. So we want to make sure that we complement that and we still follow that when we're doing the lineup, and try not to give him a super sharp line, because although yes, you want the lines to be straight, it all goes based off of the head shape and the way their hairline grows. But once we got that lineup in, I'm going back in doing a little bit of detail work. And as you can see here, I am gonna add that white pencil. We're gonna add some enhancements on this cut. Make sure that we take this cut to the next level. And then now I'm blending out my pencil with my trimmer just a little bit. You know, I'm gonna come back in with my trimmer, or I'm sorry, not my trimmer, with the razor later, and it's really gonna blend that line out a little more, right? But now that side is done, as y'all can see, we're gonna be doing the same exact thing to the opposite side, balding out my client, setting in the line in the back of my client's head, because, well, not the back of the head, but behind the ear, because for me, that just keeps me more efficient and I work a little faster when I do that. So that's why I like to do that. Follow that up with the shaver, and then we're gonna go into a little bit of blend action. As y'all can see, clipper open, setting in my guideline, and then closing my lever, taking out that bottom line, and then adjusting my lever as needed. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the 1 guard, lever open, and we're gonna set in our next section, and then we're gonna close our 1 guard and start attacking that bottom line. And then we will do detail work within this section if it is needed. Like I may adjust my lever if the line's not coming out the way I wanted to, or if I leave another line. But most of the time I go with my lever closed, and then I switch to my half guard or my 0 guard, halfway open, and then I adjust my lever as needed to get that part of the blend to look right. And then I move on to my 1.5 guard, as y'all see here, you know, blending this all together, making sure this part of the blend comes together nicely, looks nice and faded, and then I just go back in detail. So that's basically what I'm doing here. I have my 1 guard on my clipper. And just for reference, guys, I am using the Stylecraft dub guards. You know, I just like the way they work, and I like the way they work on this clipper also. I've noticed when I have like a stretch lever on my clipper, the dub guards work really good, right? But nonetheless, man, we're moving on to lining up the opposite side of my client's head. And same thing, I'm starting where I left off on the previous side, and then I'm working my way over to this side of the haircut. Still trying to make sure everything is nice and sharp, still trying to make sure everything is on point, and trying not to push the client back. Obviously, you don't want to push your client back, but every edge up is a pushback. I want to say that every edge up is going to be slightly pushed back if you're trying to achieve a nice line, right? But with that being said, moving on to the white pencil, making sure we get him nice and crispy, and then we're going to blend out that line a little bit with the trimmer. And once again, guys, when I go over this with my razor, it's really going to erase that line a little more and give a smoother transition from the hairline to the skin to the enhancements that I'm adding a little bit, you know, all that good stuff, right? But now we're moving on to the back of my client's taper. Once again, we are doing a high taper. So I bought him out, you know what I'm saying, pretty high, you know, not super high, but obviously pretty high. Then we go under that with the shaver, making sure we're getting it all nice and bald. Once again, you know, make sure that it lasts my client. Then I'm gonna go on with my clipper lever all the way open, setting in my next section, and then same thing that we did on the opposite side, guys. I'm gonna close my lever all the way, and I'm gonna start to blend out that bottom line in this section, and then adjust my lever as needed. Then here is my 1 guard lever open, setting in my next section, and then same thing here, guys. I'm gonna close my lever all the way, start attacking that bottom line in this section, and then I'm gonna move on to my next step, which would be my 0 guard, 1/16 guard, half guard, whatever you wanna call it. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of names for it, but as you can see here, I'm going in with the lever closed, just doing a little bit of fade action, adjusting my lever as needed, some lever play, you know, on this part of the haircut. And then here is my 1.5 guard, just trying to bring this haircut, you know, all together, trying to bring the back of the blend, you know, all together, make sure that it looks nice and all, you know, it just looks like a good cut. And then, you know, we got to go in and do a little bit of detail work. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going back down with my 1 guard, and then clipper open right here, no guard on there, just adjusting my lever as needed, cleaning up the discrepancies and them dark areas, making sure that we have a nice flawless blend. And now that that is done, moving on back to the front lineup, you know, obviously you want to make sure you got them nice and sharp. So I saw some discrepancies in the lineup, so I touched it up a little bit, and then we are going to add that white pencil on the front lineup also, just to make sure that we take this haircut to the next level, just to make sure that it really pops, just to give it a sharper line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about trying to leave my clients, you know, I'm all about making them leave the chair feeling good, right? So I know my clients, some of my clients like when I do this, not all of them, but you got to know your clientele, right? I know he likes it, so we're doing it. We're taking this cut to the next level. We're going to add some enhancements and really make this haircut pop here in a second. But as you can see, we're just blending out that line. And once that is done, I'm going to go in with my favorite barber enhancement. That's the name of the company, My Favorite Barber. And I'm taking his enhancements with his enhancement gun, and I'm just spraying my client's hairline, but I'm not spraying too much. I don't want it to look too fake. So I'm spraying just enough to where it darkens the line, but not to where it looks like it's a bunch of paint, right? So once that is done, I'm going in with some hairspray, and then I'm gonna go over that with these hair fibers. And I just like to add, you know, stack my enhancements like this because I think it leaves a fuller, natural look. And if you are interested in these enhancements, the enhancement gun or the enhancement or the 245 or the powder, or I can't even think what it's called, the fibers, any of that, you can go to fwbarbersupply.com and use my discount code TANK10. But nonetheless, moving on to the razor, as y'all can see here, and we're just going over everything I did with the trimmer. We're making sure we got these lines all super sharp. So laying the razor as flat as you can to lessen the chance of nicking your client. Stretching the skin really helps to make sure that you don't nick your client either, right? So that's what we're doing here, trying to make sure that we get these lines nice and sharp before we get my man out of the chair. But y'all check out that taper, man. That thing looks on point. The lineup look on point. Enhancements, I think I applied them perfectly. You know, y'all let me know that in the comments if y'all think I could have done something a little better. But in my eyes, man, this is a good haircut right here, right? So check it out, man. We're just finishing off the front lineup with the razor. And as you can see, that white pencil, that white chalk line isn't as harsh anymore. It looks a lot more blended, right? But check it out, man. This is the finished product. 3 on top, 2 on the sides, high taper. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut down in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe one time for your boy. Remember, guys, if you're in the Houston, Texas area and want a haircut from your boy, you can go to my website, tankbechopping.com. You can book there. Also, if you want me to record it for YouTube, just let me know when you come to the shop, you know what I'm saying? But if you want any discount on tools, you can go to fwbarbersupply.com. Use my discount code TANK10, save yourself some money. And I do have some links down in the description to certain tools on Amazon, so you can go on Amazon and get those tools also. But with that being said, man, that's basically it for this video. Once again, y'all let me know what y'all think about this taper. I think we got my man looking right. You know, it's a big transformation, but I think he looks good. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this cut down in the comments, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.